Next, on dealing with the dynamics of drumming, I really want to stress the importance of being able to play quiet. Usually the first thing that comes to people's mind, drums, is volume. It's loud, everything's loud, and you want to have control of all ranges. It's a beautiful instrument. It's one of the most dynamic instruments that are out there. You want to be able to control the quieter strokes because it's harder for one thing, and then when you get more control over those quieter strokes, your louder strokes will have even more control, which means that you'll have a better feeling. I remember when I was first trying to work on my dynamics and work on having quiet strokes and stuff, and I read about Billy Cobham, how he used to practice with a bowl of water, and he would just do a little roll, just trying to ripple the water and everything, just because of his control and his touch is so perfect. This is Billy Cobham. So I thought, wow, I want to be like Billy. So I started practicing, and then after a few showers and water flying everywhere, I realized I got to take a different approach, something that works for me. So what I used to do is take 2 cassette tapes, kind of dates me back there, and I would have them on a practice pad, and I would make sure that my sticks wouldn't come above that height, and then practice all my rudiments and different patterns and stuff, just so I can get used to the touch and where the surface is, because you don't want to be thinking so much hitting it through the drum, like trying to break a board in Taekwondo or something like that, but you want to be just kind of coming off the drum. And in certain respects, bringing the sound out of the drum, there's a whole philosophy how you need to bring your sticks up to bring the sound out. I'm not one that really believes in that philosophy, because if you look at it from the drum's point of view, you're sitting here, your drum, you get hit. You don't know if the stick stops here or stops here. You just resonate from your velocity and what you got hit with. So I don't want us to get concerned about having to pull the sound out, because when you're doing little strokes, you want to keep your stick height low, because if you're trying to pull them up, then you have to bring them down to control them to keep them quiet again. So try to make sure you can get used to having good timing and clear execution with low strokes. So I'm going to do a fill from the encyclopedia here, and I just want you to be able to go through it and just do it nice and low and nice and quiet. Very important to do this with the metronome after you get a feel for it, so that you're not slowing down because you're trying to be too quiet in anything. You can go through all the fills in the encyclopedia, just trying to control your dynamics, being nice and quiet. That way it'd be really good practice. So the fill I'm going to do for you is just straight 16ths, first tom, second tom, floor tom, and a flam on the snare. The tricky part is the flam on the snare, because usually when you get 2 sticks together, we want to kind of drop it in a bit more. So you want to just keep it nice and quiet all the way around. So the fill should sound something like this. Now, with the beat, it should be like this. I'm going to play a tune for you now and just ad-lib some quieter fills. And as I do these little ad-lib things, I want you to be able to really dissect the fills and see what's making them work and why they're working. And if you like them, repeat it over and over and learn them, and it's another fill for your toolbox. So here is just some more examples of fills that are quiet. There we go. Now in that example, you can see there were some fills that I did without a crash. A crash, again, is something that I like to use as an accent or just a back color. But sometimes with the fill being an extension of the beat, it should carry on that same feel, so it doesn't always necessarily need that resolution of a crash. Especially in nice quiet fills, because you can kind of hide behind things and kind of weave your fill throughout the dynamics of the music. So it's just another approach of ending with or without a crash.